This is a video I've wanted to do for some time now. I'm Florida licensed private investigator William Zarisky. I want to discuss the TJX Corporation. They own Sierra, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Home Sense. They were a $9 billion company with projections of in 2023 to be $12.5 billion. And I want to specifically talk about their agenda and their loss prevention. So if you're into loss prevention, which has a lot to do with investigation work, watch this video and learn about this company. I want to talk about first having that much money in the bank, having over 1,000 locations. We're just talking about here in the U.S. They've been under fire for what they're doing, basically ripping off the employees. They're out of Massachusetts. So if you're hired as a regular employee, stocker, coordinator, cashier, whatever, you're on hourly, they will make you work 8 hours and 45 minutes and only pay you for 8 hours, taking your 45-minute lunch out, which here in this state is not legal. They had a $3 million lawsuit. They've also had lawsuits for selling recalled merchandise. You can Google all this stuff. That's not really my purpose for this video. The purpose is to discuss a little bit about this company and loss prevention and their agenda. So the loss prevention, they go under a pretty regiment training, in-house training. What I've noticed about this company, they're sort of selective on who they hire. And what I mean by that, they don't have a public, they don't lean to one side publicly, whether it's right or left politically. But the people that they're hiring seem to be more immigrants in the LGBTQXZ, whatever, that community. They're very leftist, even though they don't admit it. Just go in the store and see who's working there, which, I have access to databases, and I have a little inside information here. Some of the people working there have very questionable backgrounds, yet they're in managerial positions. So it makes you question, these are the people. So obviously there is an agenda there. There's the people. Where it gets more deep is in their training. When they want to teach diversity. It has nothing to do with loss prevention. And I'll get back to that in a minute. But what's very interesting, though they have shrinkage problems, which basically is the loss of money due to thefts, whether it's internal or shoplifting, it's all the same, really. It's missing. But they won't allow their loss prevention to make a proper apprehension, like, let's say JCPenney's or at the infamous Walmart, where they will cuff you right there in the store once you pass the point of sale with the merchandise. Not TJX companies. They want to make you the loss prevention person where they cannot put hands on that person. They can't even go out in the parking lot and get the tag number for the police later. Yet, and they use this system, I won't name it, but it's the same system that you enter information as law enforcement has. They have access to that. Those stores are very sophisticated. They have over 1,000 locations in the United States. They have a very sophisticated camera system. And they have the AIM system that goes straight to the police or sheriff department when they're putting in a report. So they have all of this technology, all this sophistication, but they're not allowing their loss prevention to do their job. Not only that, but they're not paying them anywhere near what they should be making. I mean, these wages just for a loss prevention is like $17 to $20 an hour. It's insane. And the training is like a month long. It has nothing to do with acquiring proper state licensing. It's just their philosophy. And obviously, this training, this extensive training program was written by attorneys or somebody having a little bit of law enforcement knowledge, but not allowing them. There's an agenda. And it's just very odd that they would have this millions of dollars into this company with all those sophisticated cameras that can go 360 and zoom in, and they want the loss prevention officers to work the joysticks and follow these people, yet they can't cuff them, they can't apprehend them. They're told to ask the shoplifter to come with them. Like, is there any shoplifter going to really do that? They're going to either run or you're going to get in a confrontation. So you see, like Walmart, they will cuff you right there. So, but what's really interesting is what is taught in the training. It's diversity, accepting anything. Look, a shoplifter will have a certain profile. You will watch certain people, whether they're yellow, white, black, it doesn't matter. When they come in the store, there's certain people you're going to watch. Also, having said that, as I mentioned before, the people in the managerial staff, they're the only people really have a chance of making any money because they have quarterly bonuses. So they're going to make six figures right away and get mega vacations. So it's really a thankless job, and the corporation has been under fire. $3 million lawsuits for this, taking their 45 minutes out, making every employee with a loss prevention or cashier stay on site 8.45 hours every day and being only paid for 8. That's a ripoff here in our state, Florida. There's no mandatory lunches. So they've already been in trouble for that. They've been in trouble for selling recalled merch. You can Google all this stuff. And it's just a shame that a company that has that much money in the bank, what they do to not only their employees, but they don't even allow their employees to do their job. And it seems that they're only hiring a specific type of people, because somebody that could get a job with the city or another corporation wouldn't even think about working there. And unless they're part of that agenda or they get in management, it just makes me wonder, do they have ties to certain organizations that they're not admitting? Because they will not go public with their political or religious beliefs. But the people that work there will tell you everything. I recommend don't shop there. But I don't shop at Walmart either. It's getting very difficult when people need jobs and you got these big companies with all the money in the bank and they're not paying their employees anywhere near what they need to be making. And they expect them to do what? They're not making their projections because they're not allowed to do what their job entails. And half of the stores that are wired with these $1 million sophisticated cameras are often unmanned. It's crazy, this company. So if you're in loss prevention, comment, let me know your thoughts. I think we're just in a crazy time in this leftist agenda. Anyway, for more information, visit my website, www.willzpi.com. And I'd just like to add to this video on the TJX Corporation. They also have what's called DLPMs, which is a district loss prevention manager, supposedly in charge of loss prevention officers over a region. And they get paid on bonuses depending on the amount of shrinkage per store. So they're going to be hitting six figures. And they have the loss prevention officers that don't have a chance to make anywhere near the money they make to watch employees. Keep in mind, most of these employees are immigrants or people that they're just not making good money. We'll just leave it at that. And they might take a can of soda out of the display or a little bag of popcorn. And the loss prevention officer is told to watch them and let that accumulate. So anything that adds up to over $300, and whether they're watching them for a month or two period of time, that now becomes a felony under law here in this state. And most of these loss prevention officers, even the DLPM, the managers, they don't have a law enforcement background doing these jobs. Some of them I would question what their background even is if they've had an arrest before. It's quite interesting. And there's no license to do this. There's a certification they give you through the company, through their training, their propaganda is what I find it. So I wanted to add that. So there obviously is certain people they're hiring. Obviously this company has an agenda because they're training more. It's a month of training for philosophies and agenda-based stuff. So I wouldn't work there, and I certainly wouldn't shop there. So if you have any comments, let them go. I'm the whistleblower.